You already know who it is. It's Juwan 145, the Nigerian prince / king. And to the left of me, I have alleged Uzair.
Yes, allegedly. So the reason it's allegedly, since Alexis, I'll explain it to you because what happens is someday, a person will come up to me and be like, "Yo, you're Uzair," and I'm like, "But am I though?" And then they'll be like, and then I'll be like, "Yeah, it's allegedly Uzair." Well, we know. Well, I don't know. I mean, one day maybe we'll find out. But for now, it's allegedly. But you can call me Ozzy. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's watching, call me Ozzy. It's all good. All right, let's get on with it.
I'm crying. Then underneath him, we have Miss Tabby knowing 3.
Howdy, y'all. Peace in North America right now.
I'm praying for.
Oh, it's almost
I would
riot
say peace
time.
in the Middle East, but peace in North America right now.
Praying for
It's
it.
almost riot time in North America.
And then
called.
we have our lovely, special, amazing, beautiful guest, Miss Alexis. Go ahead now and just show off. Go ahead.
Hi, yo.
How you doing?
Howdy.
We're doing.
And we are the Mesh.
Yay!
Yo, Juwan, why don't you why is your neck floating? Why is your head just floating?
My
What's
neck
going
is
on?
It's right
Yeah, but why is it flowing? Where's the rest of your body?
Green screen thing going
Oh,
on.
like no, I don't got no green screen. This is
He's
my
not-
room.
Oh my God,
Should
bro.
I go turn on should I turn on the light or something?
Alexis, did you get it?
Juwan, you got the memo.
Oh!
I believe
like,
in
should I turn on the light or something? Like,
my talent's being wasted. I quit.
my fault. That was by accident. You see me now? You just see nothing.
I just see your head and
So we're gonna get into our first topic.
Mm-hmm.
So this topic is one that I seen on Facebook. This one kind of baffled me because the Breakfast Club, they had a guest on their show, and the guest kind of stated this quote, said, men should get more credit for being faithful. So my question and he went into details, he explained it, he was like, because it's very hard to be faithful, and when you're faithful, it entices you, when you get, acknowledgement for being faithful, it entices you to be faithful more. So my question to everybody on this panel is, should men and women get more credit for being faithful? And we are going to start with you, Miss Tabby, in 3.
Can I get credit for being faithful? If they're giving out credit for a guy doing what he's supposed to do, if he's in a monogamous relationship and you guys have declared it exclusive, then I should get some credit for being faithful too.
Some college credits.
It's a two-way street. That's completely absurd. And for him to even say that, obviously his mindset is so offset. Pun. but yeah, no, absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong.
All right, Miss Alexis, how are you feeling?
I agree 100% with Taisha because, first of all, we live in a society where men are already praised for every single thing that they do. Why do we need to give them praise for something that they agreed to? Mm-hmm. It's not hard. I mean, I don't know how, like, a lot of people talk about, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm really worried, like, about being committed and being faithful. Like, it's not hard to not be faithful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think it's like I mean, if you're an adult and you're agreeing with another adult to be committed to each other, I don't think it's a hard thing to be faithful. And I don't think that men should be praised more for it. I think we live in a world where men are already on top in all aspects of life, and they're already getting praise left and right from other men and from women who they have forced to believe that they're their superior. So it's like, why should we give them even more praise? For what?
It can make sense.
Mr. Ozzy.
All right. So
Uh-oh.
first of all, you should not get credit for doing the bare minimum. That's what you need to do to be in a relationship. If you don't want to be fit, just don't get in a relationship. That's it. Just don't do it, bro. And the fact that the person said it's difficult for men, like what? No, it's difficult for you because you a cheating bastard, bro. That's what it is. It's difficult for you because you want to go out, fuck other girls and whatnot, and then he's like, yo, I can't do it. Then don't fucking do it. Don't be in a relationship. Stop dragging someone along with you just so you could go out and fuck around with other people. It's so stupid. And then some people be like, they get cheated on. They're like, but I still love him though. I still love him. I can't leave. Or vice versa. I still love her. No, she don't love you, bro. She fucking other people.
Exactly.
Come on.
So my standpoint on this, right, is that I feel like absolutely correct. It is the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? If you already know you're heading into a monogamous relationship, okay. I'm trying to figure out what part is hard of being faithful, because that's not a men thing. You know, men can be faithful. They are faithful. There are men that are out there that are faithful. So I'm confused to when you speak for like all men in general that we should all get credit for something that is the bare minimum. I mean, I chose you. You know what I'm saying? I chose to be in a relationship with you. So why would I want to sit over here and cheat on you? I feel like what people should get credit for, or men should get credit for, is going above and beyond. So, you know, those little special moments that you come home from a day at work, I'm massaging your feet with rose petals on the bed. I feel like that I should get praised for that. I mean, hey, shit, we don't do that nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I got that same cup at home. That's so crazy.
A mason jar? We all got mason. I got mason jars too.
You got that? Yo, that same cup. That is so crazy.
See,
But-
I drink my stuff out of a regular cup. Like regular.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Hey, listen, you still part of the crew. But you know, it mind boggles my mind that men really sit over here and say, like, you know, cheating, it's hard to be faithful in that, you know, well, I mean, she gave it up. Like, there was one guy who sat there and said, oh, you know, if a girl tells me that she wants to give me head while I'm in a relationship, I'm not gonna turn it down. What? So
you're a cheater.
You gotta put the reference
Congrats.
in the description below.
So man just went, yo.
Okay.
So in other
Need to know.
in other words, he went, if I get an opportunity to cheat, I'm just gonna cheat.
right.
That's what he said.
And that confuses me, because then it's like, you know, you got a girlfriend that was willing to do whatever, you know, you would want to do in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you need to go get it from somebody else that you don't even know? You don't know what they got or anything like that. So I don't feel like we should get credit for that. I don't feel like we should get credit for being faithful. I mean, men can be faithful. It's not, you just want to sit over and get credit and feel special because you're doing something that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're doing something you're supposed to do. How can I give you?
I
That's
can
like
laugh like that, bro.
Because it confuses me, because that's like me telling my parents,
What's wrong
oh
with
yeah,
these dudes?
I want to take you
Like-
out because you've been great parents to me. Like, that's what you're supposed to do as a parent.
Yeah. So look, at the end of it all, I feel like if you're in a relationship, you do things, you do it for your other partner. You don't even do it for the credit. You don't. There shouldn't be a talk about credit to begin with, because it's just like appreciation of one another, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you all like who cares? You know what? How do I say this? If I come up to you, Juwan, and I'm like, yo, I treat my girl nice. You, let's be real. You probably don't give a shit how I treat my girl,
Yeah.
right? Like, you don't like. Yeah, because you're like, okay, great job, dude. Cool. I'm going to go back to, you know, so at the end of it, that's like a whole thing between the couple. You know, there's no credit. It shouldn't be about credit. It should just be about just, you know, doing
Coming
the best
from
for each
you.
other. Yeah, doing the best for each other, coming from, you know, the best place. And that's it. There shouldn't even be talk about credit for not, you know, like cheating. That's the bare minimum. That's what you need to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's the bare minimum. You should not be like, yo, I need credit for that. No, you don't. What you need is to get the fuck out. That's what you need.
Exactly. Listen, I think we already made our points with this one. We hit the nail on the head. We hit the hammer on the head. Damn it.
We
hit
just
the
stay
hammer
on
on-
the obvious.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We just stay in the obvious, because it was just mind-boggling to me, because there was also women that was also there saying that, yeah, we should appreciate our men for not cheating. I don't get that.
Where did you say you saw it again?
So this was underneath the, you know, it was like the Breakfast Club. Somebody shared a video from that on their Facebook, and I was just scrolling through the comments, and I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe what I was seeing. I was just like, You guys really feel this way? You guys really feel like you need
like there's more y'all that
right? Like, do y'all do that?
2020 has truly been apocalyptic because I feel like people are just accepting anything right now, and YOLO is literally coming back into play, I guess.
That is because of what we feel. But this is where we're going to get into our next topic. So our next topic is, speaking of relationships and being faithful and together, do you guys think this, now we get into political sense, that a Democrat and a Republican can be in a relationship with each other? I mean, listen, hey, look, guy, the only reason why I'm asking this question is because people are losing friends because of what's going on right now. Hey, if friend is a Republican, I can't be friends with you no more. So can spouses be a Democrat and a Republican and be together? So we're going to start with you, Mr. Uzair Alleged.
Allegedly, yes, please.
You saw I was going to drop
We don't know if it's Uzair. You know what I'm saying? Come on, yeah. No, but all right. Okay. This I don't think would have been a topic like 8 years ago. Nobody would have even like, yo, yeah, you're Republican. People have been together and they might have different views on things, and it's been normal. It's that topic is a bigger thing now because of, well, Trump, right? Because his views are very negative, from like morally negative. Like I've noticed a lot of people that support Trump only care about the economy and not the people, which is like, you also got to care about the American people, you know? And that's where it's like, yo, this is a deal breaker, right? And that's only happened because of Trump. And I just want to say that, yeah, I think a Republican and Democrat could be together, but as I've been watching in the news and everything, people don't consider Trump's supporter or party to be Republican. They consider it to be a Trump party. So I would say Trump party and Democrats cannot be together, you know? But I'll say, yeah, Republican and Democrat, there is a chance maybe even in the future it'll go back to normal. Because right now it's very divisive. The country is very, very divided. And you can see it. It's like margin thin. And you can see that how everyone doesn't agree with the other, right? At the end of the day, we should all judge each other by the character, right? Not obviously, you know, who you support, what you support shows a lot about your character as well. And supporting Trump shows a lot of, like, sometimes people just don't think things through. You know, maybe they support for one reason, but they don't realize they're kind of supporting the whole package, including racism, you know, and being homophobic, misogynistic, all that. You're also supporting all that, but you don't see that. You're like, oh, but the policy, and then behind you, there's fucking cops killing, you know, like, so right now, it's a tough, probably not, right? I wouldn't date a Trump supporter. I'd be like, oh, that's a deal breaker for me. But hopefully in the future, you know, when things are less divisive, it's a possibility like it was in the past.
Okay. Then we're going to go on to Miss Alexis.
Okay. So I agree with Ozzy in some points. I think definitely like the definition of a Republican has changed like immensely the last couple of years, definitely. But on the other hand, I feel like in terms of what a Democrat believes and what a Republican believes, I don't see a relationship lasting very long. Because I think when I think of relationship, you think like commitment and longevity. And long term, if you want to move in with this person, and let's say the Republican person wants to live in somewhere that's very Republican, but the Democratic partner wants to live somewhere that's really liberal and like progressive, that could be like a barrier that is hard to get through. And also, what if you want to have kids with this person? And it's like, how are we going to raise this child or children depending on our personal beliefs, and then also being able to give your children their own decision. So I don't think so, no.
I hear that, Miss Tabi.
Okay, so here's the crazy part. Personal experience. My mom's Republican. My father is a Democrat. But we're from the Caribbean. So it's like, okay, they've been together for a long time. Mutually, I guess they respect each other enough to respect each other's political views. And I mean, she's been a Republican before Trump was in office. So, I mean, as from the conservative perspective, they have, you know, different perspective as well from my father's perspective, as he's for the Democratic Party. But now, like you guys have said, I feel that because Trump is now in power, well, for not too long, but right? But I feel like the Republican views have changed dramatically. But my mom, I don't believe hers has changed that much. I mean, just because you're Republican doesn't necessarily you agree with what the president is saying, because not every Republican is voting for the president this year, i.e. Bush. So, right. So it's like, I feel like if two people can mutually respect each other, that it might be able to last. But as of now and what's going on now, and we see the strain on people's views and how they're really going to the point of becoming violent. Nah, definitely not. Definitely not, especially for those newcomers who are now starting to get involved into politics, those new Republicans who are going for Trump now just because, or becoming Republican just because of Trump. Definitely not.
Oh my God.
But if you're a true Republican and you stand for the conservative perspective, then maybe you guys can find a common ground.
Because I definitely do agree with you. I definitely do think that there's a difference between the conservative and the Republicans now. You know what I'm saying? The Republicans now feel like, you know, racism, you know, being homophobic and all these different things is cool, or oh yeah, the economy, and then that's it. We don't got to care about nothing else. And it's so crazy because you said mutual respect. Now I'm going to come back to the topic of spouses, but I have, like I said, Facebook friends who they say that they're not Republicans or that they don't support Trump, but are saying Trump 2020, he's going to be in office. Don't believe the hype. And then it's like, if I do not vote for Trump, I am a dummy. I am retarded. I am sleep. I am all of these different things. And it makes me think, because if you are somebody that just sat there and said that you don't care who gets into office, why do you care if I don't want this man in office? Why is that something? You don't have a mutual respect. So therefore, we can't be friends. And so then when we come back to spouses, right? It's okay that your mom is a Trump, not a Trump, is a Republican. No, I didn't.
She's not a Trump. She's not a Trump supporter.
I meant to say, I was saying the word was Republican. That's what I was trying to get out. Was it's okay that your mom was a Republican because she was a Republican before Trump. So her ideas and her views was already before he even got into office and changed everything. You get what I'm saying? That's okay. It was never a problem, because I have friends who were Republicans as well, and this is before Trump too. What it is now is that he's not sticking to what Republicans are, you know, their moral code is. A lot of Republicans are saying, hey, you are not what we stand for. This is not what we stand for. This is not what we, you know, what we want. So I definitely do think that I kind of think in this time period, even though this is a crazy ass time period right now, that a Trump supporter and I keep saying that, a Republican.
Separate a Trump supporter from true Republican.
I know. I keep bringing those two together. I'm trying to separate them two. Like in this time period, a Republican and a Democrat can definitely be together romantically and as friends as well. Because, you know, in office right now, you know, we look at the government. I mean, there are Dems and Republicans that do respect each other. They have a bound respect for each other, and they're like, hey, good job, bad job, great job. We're cool. We're friends. We're not. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely do think so. I just think that people need to have this open mind. Now we come back to being open-minded, right? Have this open mind when it comes down to Trump, that some people may feel like money is great, but not all money is good. Not all money is good money. Okay? He comes with so much negativity that you're trying to block out this negativity that he comes with, this bubble of negative that he is literally carrying behind him, and just trying to tell me, but he's good for the economy. I mean, like, why not? Oh, but he
we have to remember, he's not a true politician.
He's
this
not.
man came off of television, okay?
He's not.
You know, he wants to
He's
make
just proving to people that anybody in America can become president, and that's making us I feel like that's making us the laughing stock of the world. Everybody's tuning in on this campaign, on this run for presidency right now.
Are.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know, he's trying to make his own like TV thing.
TV
or something. So it could be even more conservative views of news. I'm like, yeah, I hope Biden goes, that's fake news. I'll be
I hope so too. I honestly like. I just feel like we're gonna get into the presidency because that's the next topic too, obviously. But it like, to me, it's very much mind-boggling because I said this in a previous video. I could have sworn we had a set of rules for you to be president. You had to be in politics for a certain amount of years. I thought you had to be a certain age. You had to be a certain. I could have sworn we had that. But I guess I just dreamt that when I was in junior high school learning about politics. So
Ronald Reagan was an actor before he became president.
That's so I get it, right? America has a thing where anybody could be a president. That's like the thing about it. But you do have to meet certain requirements as an age, 35 or older. You need to be 35 or older. You need to be born here, you know, things like that. He definitely fit that. He ain't no 35-year-old, so, or a younger. So.
He's old.
All right, next topic, right? That's what we're getting into.
I know we're settling in. We're trying to get into it. Okay,
this is the one.
This is the one that we've all been waiting for. So this whole entire election. Now, elections usually last one day. At least to my knowledge, it lasts one day. This whole election is
in normal times. You also
normal times. Normal.
Yeah, it ain't normal time right now.
It's not normal times, and we are going into I think we might make a week if everybody don't count their ballots before then. But
I think today might do it.
I hope so.
I think so too.
I'm so anxious. I'm tired of being. I literally go to sleep, and when I'm waking up, I'm like, okay, let me check. Okay.
I mean, there's some changes every time you wake up. There's a
right.
My thing is, my ass don't sleep till that change happens, bro. I'll be staying up like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. looking at the fucking map. Like,
at this point, with the way the polls are looking, and you know how Trump wants us to stop the count, I think we can stop the count right now. Because if we stop the count, Biden wins.
He wins. And it's great. Okay, so we're gonna get into this whole presidential election, and I do want to say that I believe that Biden and everybody else, even some Republicans, are feeling like Biden definitely does have this opportunity to become the next president-elect. They like to use that term, president-elect. I feel like that too. Trump has been trying everything in his power to stop this election from happening. This man celebrated the first night. When he found out,
so funny. We're winning, Georgia.
Like a fool.
Michigan.
Going off. And I'm trying to figure out, sir. So what are our thoughts and what are our feelings about this presidential election? And we are going to honestly start with you, Miss Alexis. We're going to start with you.
I was hoping you weren't going to say
I had to because everybody else went first but you. So I was like, let me just tag along on you.
So first and foremost, I think we're good. I think Biden's gonna take it. I think I pray, I hope, I believe that right now, as of right now. I think it's really, really fucking sad. Everything that's happened because of fucking Trump and everything that he's like standing for is just disgusting. And I think this definitely, like, no matter what happens, this is going to make history, like, big time. Like, people are going to be talking about this for hundreds of years. And me, I'm from Texas, so I come from a red state. And just to see, like, the progressiveness like grow in that state is really, it's really beautiful, because I think they said the last time Texas was blue was, I'm acting like I can't remember. But to see so many people like understanding that if enough people shout, we can be heard. And I think for the people who want to sit back and just act like, oh, it's not going to affect me, like I'll be fine, that's not okay. And we can never move forward, because another thing is obviously Biden is not our end goal at all whatsoever. And I think a lot of people see like super liberal people like hyping up Biden, and they're thinking like, wow, how dare you like support him, like he's bad too. And it's like, no one's saying he's not bad. We're saying we need to get Trump as far away as possible right now, and once Biden's in office, then we can start like kicking his ass about his policies as well, because he's not perfect either whatsoever.
Right. The pressure does not stop. The pressure at all does not stop. I think that's what a lot of these, a lot of my Facebook friends are getting misconstrued. Yeah. That pressure that we're going to apply will not stop. Because I know that those individuals who sit over here and will vote for Trump are not going to apply that pressure. They're not going to. And I think that it's very much crucial that you have this understanding. We don't want Biden either. Look, okay, I'm not saying I'm Democratic. I'm not saying I'm a Republican. I'm for the people.
Right.
But right now we have these two individuals running. What do you want me to do? Keep the one who's had this has been the country has been divided. Yes.
Right.
I'm not gonna ignore that.
Right.
But it's been even more divided ever since he got into office. So Ms. Tabby, what you gotta say?
Definitely this race for presidency is going down in the history books, just like Alexis said. It is amazing to see from 2016 to now that a lot of states that were red in 2016 have became blue, especially with the flip in Michigan and Wisconsin. I didn't expect that. I woke up to that. When I went to sleep, Trump was in the lead, and I was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna win! This can't happen." And I woke up, and then I saw Biden had won Michigan, Wisconsin, and even in Pennsylvania. I thought literally that Trump was gonna be the lead till this moment, and Biden's in the lead. So it's just to show you that America is really standing for something, and we're actually getting up now and going out, and we're voting, and we're showing that we care about our country. So that's volume, and it speaks loud. And obviously, like I said, this man is not a true politician.
No.
Okay, he's a TV show host, so don't expect anything presidential about him. He's not going to concede. He's not going to step down. He's already said he's not going to concede until they recount the votes. He's already filing lawsuits. He's already acting like a baby. He's going out kicking and screaming.
Yeah,
and so, they're not even done counting everything yet.
Yep.
Exactly.
I can understand if we were done counting everything. We're not even done.
Super unpresidential. So I'm not surprised by anything that he does, but the numbers don't lie. The votes don't lie.
Yep.
And the mail-in ballots this year really did good for Biden, just because of less intimidation for Democrats that are going out on the line. Because as you can see, these Trump rallies are super aggressive. Super violent. That makes people really scared. I'm scared. So it's like, for giving, and now it's giving people the opportunity to reach people that can't leave their house, especially during the pandemic. So way more votes. Even felons. Bloomer paid millions of dollars for felons to vote for the first time this year.
That's so dope.
There's a lot more people that are voting this year.
And you know what also I would say that screwed Trump over was that Trump was the one that told his supporters, do not do that mail-in ballot thing, go in person and vote.
Yeah.
And the Democrats was the one who was telling everybody, listen, vote, do the mail-in ballots because, there's a pandemic. So what you think people's going to do? Oh, hell yeah. If I got to stay at home and vote, I'm going to stay at home and vote. And then go submit that bitch in and then I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he kind of messed up at because now these ballots is really for the Democrats. Majority of these ballots, the Democrats is winning.
And I just wanted to add, and for those people who he was totally insensitive towards, those who lost their loved ones during COVID, those 230,000+ people that his son was like, oh, that's not that much. Oh yeah, they're coming out to vote.
Oh yeah.
Ozzy, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, we over here thought that the election would be over by now. We'd be talking about who won, what's the future. But since it's not, we're gonna talk about what's happening right now, right? So yeah, I'm gonna start off from where exactly we left off, mail-in ballots, right? The whole thing is one big reason is obviously they're Democrats because one, if you see Democrats are taking the coronavirus more seriously than Republicans. It's a hoax, and then they go to parties, get the virus and whatever.
Yep.
And that's another big reason why mail-in ballots are so many. And there's a lot of people that did early voting that gets counted later too. So
Yeah.
the very first thing that gets counted is the day vote, right? Which was mostly Republican when you saw it, right? But and it looked bad, right? So I think a lot of the maps when they project this person's in lead is very misleading and scary because now you're like, oh fuck, it's over, right? But then if you really look at the percentages and number, it was like less than 50% of the votes were in, things like that. And
so sorry, y'all.
And then on top of that, it was, there's still early votes that needs to come in, which was a lot more Democratic votes, and then mail-in votes that need to come in, which are also a lot more Democratic votes. But Trump saw that he was in the lead, and he knew that there's Democratic votes yet to be counted. So what does he say? He goes, "Stop the count. Stop it. Don't do the count. Stop it." Which is like, first of all, unconstitutional. What do you mean stop the fucking count?
Yeah.
And why are all these Republicans storming out the fucking thing saying stop the count? Aren't y'all all about the Constitution?
Right.
Ooh, a right to carry a gun, Second Amendment. Now all of a sudden you don't give two shits about the Constitution. Like all of a sudden you're like, no, stop the count, no. Just because you're not getting what you want. Just because you're not getting what you want, like that's so like okay. So you clearly don't give two shits about the Constitution. You just
let me just add into what you're saying, Ozzy. It's so funny because there's Republican senators that are even telling Trump like what you're doing right now is disrespectful because what it is, and this is the democracy that they've built is, listen, if we lose, we get up and we go on our business.
Play fair and square.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And they're saying, a lot of them are backing up from Trump because it's like what you're doing right now, you're doing too much. Just take your loss in peace.
People who are literally up Trump's ass are actually like, wait a second.
Slow down.
Right.
Cut it out. That Jonah held me. Cut it.
Just
cut it out.
But go ahead, continue on, Ozzy. I don't want to.
So the next thing is, first, the whole Constitution thing. So you obviously not using Constitution as a Constitution. You're using it only for your personal gain. So you could carry a gun. Therefore, you bring in the Constitution, not because you actually care about the Constitution, but because you want to have the gun. That's the reason you want it, right?
Yeah.
Same thing going on here, right? Right now, the Constitution's against them in this because they want to stop the count. And therefore, now they don't give two shits about the Constitution. They're like, fuck that, stop the count. If you want to live in a dictatorship, you're more than welcome to move to North Korea. Have fun there. Kim Jong-un will probably love you. Kim Jong will probably love you and you will love him because nobody can say shit to him and you'll be like, yeah, whatever, and live your life. Do what you want. But you clearly, if you want to live in a democracy, you're going to let the votes count. That's very simple.
And that is so funny how you sit over there and say that. To the Facebook friends that I have that sat there and said that, oh, well, if you want to live in like the types, like the North Korea and stuff like that, I don't want to live in that, so don't vote Biden, vote Trump. But what Trump is trying to do, he's literally trying to do exactly what you're trying to. I'm confused.
He's anti-democracy right now, literally.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's trying to send lawsuits to the highest courts, and all them courts denying. They're like, listen, this is what presidency is. This is what the election is. You lose. Okay.
He really wants it to reach the Supreme Court so he can go hang out with his friends that he put into power. Yeah. And right now he's screaming GOP and his buddies, but nobody's running to the rescue right now. So.
Guys, they're all looking at it like, listen, I think that Trump thought he was as popular as he was trying to make himself seem. I think that his head was huge when he thought, oh, I got this election in the bag. So many people
that first night.
Right. I got this in the bag. So many people support me.
I was so angry when I heard him.
He was like, I've done so much for y'all. Of course. You're the most pettiest president I've ever seen. But, and now that he's seen that these numbers is kind of rolling and he's like, damn, I'm not as like great as I thought I was. It kind of hits the ego a little bit.
Well, that's the thing, right? So he actually kind of like doubled, or I don't know, it made his numbers a lot bigger than they were last time, right? They were a lot bigger than they were last time, which is also very scary. So there's two things that we're getting out of this, right? And this one guy made a very good point, and I'm just gonna copy it. But he said there's two things, right? One very good thing, it shows that everybody is engaged and voting, right? Which is really good for our country, that people are actually going out and vote, because I think Biden has broken 73 million votes, and that's like one of the biggest that's ever been, you know? But then it also shows two things. The second thing being the bad thing, which shows that how divisive the country is right now, because it's so margin thin. It's been 4 fucking days, you know, and it's not over. Right. It's so margin thin that it's such a divisive country right now, to the point where that's a scary thing. And it shows that nobody's seeing eye to eye, and especially when it comes to Trump, people are like, fuck Trump, or somebody's like, fuck Biden. Like, nobody sees it eye to eye. And we need to, hopefully Joe Biden could do this if he doesn't forget about it. But he needs to bring everyone together.
He has to.
That's what he needs to do.
He made some promises.
Yeah,
so at the end of the day, when choosing a leader for the country, no matter who you are, no matter how whatever person you may be, we still want to see you live up to your promises. Right. And bring forth the plans that you promised to put into play. Because if you don't do it, then we're gonna get rid of you too.
Right.
Yep. So we might be pro you right now, but if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing,
you're going to. Exactly. It's just as simple as that. And that's what I think that's what we all need to jump on. F the whole Democrat versus Republican thing. F all of that. Okay? It's not about Democrat versus Republican. It's about a non-experienced person in office saying, doing, and just whatever he wants to do, and he's able to just do it, and nobody has a problem with that. Let me tell you something. You work in a corporate office acting exactly like how he's acting, you'll be fired within that same exact day. So I definitely do think if we are able to sit over here and lose our jobs acting the way that he acts, in a second, in a heartbeat, he should not be president. He does not have the knowledge to be one.
Also, I'm sorry. Yeah,
I was gonna say I would prefer, me personally, I would prefer somebody to have some sort of knowledge. Like I said again, our foreign relationships, how to run something. You know what I'm saying? Just off of that, I would rather you be in it.
Yeah.
For a couple, and if you really want to look at, and if you really want to talk about it, Joe Budden. If you really want to see what he has done, look up his track record, because he actually has done a lot. He has. People just don't want to look at it. They just want to look at the bad. Of course, everybody wants to look at the bad of somebody. You know what I'm saying?
The thing when it comes to looking at the bad is this, right? Everybody only notices the bad. A lot of people don't notice the good, because the good is what's normal, right? Now, good should be normal, so therefore good often lives unappreciated. And the only thing always noticed is the bad, even in relationships. You know, if you argue, you always argue about the bad thing, right? You never look at the good things. So. Alexa's like, well, fuck me.
What are you talking about? You coming for me right now.
But it's just one of those things where it's a normal human behavior. Anybody always would notice the bad and says the good, because the good is normal. Therefore, you don't notice it much, or you don't think about it too much.
It's expected already.
Right. It's supposed to be expected. And then because so this is funny to me because I was scrolling past I don't get my information from Facebook. I just don't want people to know that. But when I am
well, you don't?
I don't get my information from Facebook.
This ain't it.
Okay, like I actually Google. But what I saw a post was that somebody did ask what has Joe have done in 40 plus years, him being in office. And somebody posted a link of what he has done while he was in office. And people was mind boggled. They was like, oh, well, I didn't know he did that.
I mean, he did do some things. And when Trump brought it up at, I think the last presidential debate about what he put into play with what he said about African Americans, and he referred to them as monsters. He did stand on that, and he did say that back then he didn't have the full knowledge. As of now, he's more aware of what's going on and how a lot of Black men are put into prison for misdemeanor crimes, and America is like the only place that does that, where we put people who get charged for like marijuana in prison instead of putting them in rehab or drug programs. So he's given a plan for that, and I hope that he can follow through with that.
Go ahead, continue on.
So, like I said, Joe Biden has also made some promises, but I feel like compared to him or Trump hasn't given me anything, especially when it comes to healthcare. Okay, healthcare. Everyone gets sick. He does not have a plan. He only knows that he wants to take Obamacare off, maybe because of the name. He hates Obama so much.
Make a Trump care right now.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. Republicans had so much time to come up with the health care plan. They had so much time. And so, because I want to also go back to your first point. When you sat there, you said that he said back in the day, that was his thinking. He changed now. A lot of celebrities say that same exact shit. Musicians, your favorite musician, your favorite actor, they all say that same exact thing when they sit over there and they say something back in the day, and then it's changed. And what did the people say? Oh, well, that was their thought process back then. They're a changed person now. So why can't that happen with Joe?
Yeah. People allowed to
change.
That's what I'm saying. Why cannot that not happen with
exactly? Joe? And if you look at clips from 20 years ago, you see that Trump hasn't changed
at all.
What about the Central Park 5?
Trump literally.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, but I'm the least racist president, you know?
Yeah, like what does that even say? I'm the least racist, as in you are racist, just less than others.
Like,
you don't want to say it, that
you're just the least.
No, you know he doesn't stand like
I'm racist, yeah, but I'm the least.
He's lying.
And to also bring up another point, I had somebody, one of my friends, he shared a video with me about his wife, Trump's wife. I can't say her name. Melania. She was defending her husband, as she should, about the LGBTQ, and she was basically saying that, my husband loves the LGBTQ community. As he stripes away, their health insurance for the trans community.
I'm against gay marriage.
Right. I'm against gay marriage and all these different things.
Melania, what are you talking about? You have another husband, Melania?
That's what I'm trying to figure.
I personally believe that he told Melania to go say that, because once he leaves that office, if he concedes, which I hope he does, Melania's going to hand him the divorce papers right outside the gate of the White House.
Bye.
She's out. Look, I don't pray bad on nobody's marriage. I hope that they do work out.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's what it is right now. Let's see where the race goes. Pennsylvania is headed towards blue. Georgia's headed towards blue. Georgia has not been blue in almost forever.
They said 1992.
Yeah, so everybody was sitting there banking on Nevada, but I don't think Nevada's going to finish anytime soon. So let's just bank on PA and GA,
We just need PA. We just need PA.
Well, you get PA, that's it. And then there's probably going to be recounts.
They might share PA because they're pretty close in votes. They might share PA.
Yeah, right now they're only 15,000.
I mean, that
only 15,000.
Can't you only share Nebraska and Maine? Those are the only two you can share. You can't share PA. So the two states that you can share the electoral votes on, that's Nebraska and Maine.
But but for me, to be honest, because I didn't think that he was gonna I didn't think that PA was even gonna be in the question, to be honest. For him to be in a gap like this and then close that hole like this,
and then be like, close that hole.
I'm impressed.
It's all because of the mail-in ballot.
They've
been counting last, and that's the whole thing about him. Stop the count. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Okay, I would say this, right? If the postmark is after November 3rd, which obviously they wouldn't have arrived yet, then don't count those, because those are not valid, right? But anything that's postmarked before November 3rd, when it was given in, no matter when you receive it, you have like 12 days or so. You receive it within that. As long as it's postmarked before November 3rd, you are able to count it.
It's legal.
It must be counted.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what Trump's like, fuck the no. And I'm like, Trump, get your ass out of here.
He doesn't fucking understand that.
He's never been a president before. He does have no knowledge of politics.
It's not even, no. See, this is what I think, right? that's going easy on him. You guys are saying that he's just too stupid to know. No, bitch knows. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he's trying to stop this shit. He's not stupid for this. He knows. He knew to stop the votes because he knew if he stopped it, he would win. He knew that if he didn't stop it, he would most likely lose, or it would be a tight race.
True.
And
so you mean to tell me that this man sat in that White House and was like, you know what? I may lose this election, but let me come up with a plan B just in case. And he know that he was going to lose this election because a lot of his peers knows that he was going to lose the election. And he's like, okay, let me try to stop this bitch while I'm ahead.
Exactly. You can't just be like, yo, I'm ahead of you. It's over. I win. Yo, bitch, finish the race. Go to the finish line, you stupid whore. You're not done yet.
You know
So the last president that served only one term was George H.W. Bush Sr.
They got rid of his ass real quick.
and I don't look.
He was like, "You're gonna redeem me. I got some beef with Iraq, and you're gonna redeem me."
Juwan, I want whatever's in your cup.
Oh, so this is
apple juice. No, I'm just
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Sauvignon. Sauvignon. Like it changes accent between the two words.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody was schooling me. It's not Cabernet. It's Cabernet.
Cabernet.
Oh man.
Cabernet. Yeah.
Sauvignon.
Another thing about Joe Biden. I've done ripping Donald Trump a new one. I'm gonna go to Joe Biden.
Go ahead.
I already did make a remark earlier. I think only Alexis picked it up because I noticed her like shake her head a little bit. I was like, she got it. Something about him forgetting. But but yeah, Joe Biden is not the ideal candidate. Everyone knows that. And if Joe Biden thinks he's gonna go into office and feel safe because he got elected, then he has another thing coming because all these Democrats are about to rip him a new one. You know,
Republican.
Honestly, look. Yeah, Joe Biden is far from perfect, but it's one step closer to where we want to go.
Yeah.
You know? Because we were headed towards the wrong direction, and now we're fixing our course, you know? So the next up is whoever's hopefully better, then they get elected, you know? I'm sure Joe Biden's going to try to run for a second term. So we might have another 4 year with him, unless I don't know who's going to be on the Republican side. We got to see what they got, what they offer.
Yeah.
Joe Biden better make sure that he literally, because let me tell you something. We as American people, we are looking at you and we're letting you know, listen, we're letting you win this because we do not want him.
Yeah.
But this does not mean you can go home and sleep peacefully with a smile on your face.
We got to see what he does in office. Yeah.
Exactly. You got a lot of work to do because you will be just like him out the door in 4 years.
Yeah. And that's all it is, right? I was thinking about it the other night. It's just a step closer to where we want to go. It's definitely not where we are. And just given the way everything works in America, it's going to take some time. But hopefully we'll get where we want to be. And it's our generation, the younger people that could really decide what's next. Oh my God,
you know? I'm really nervous for this because
it really is that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie,
I'm going digitally. I'm just saying.
Gen Z is actually very open-minded, and I've noticed that they even they will fucking Trump up over TikTok, and that's a good sign for what's to come in the future, right?
So much. So
hopefully we'll see where it goes. You know, as long as people got a good moral compass and know, you know, and then vote for the right reasons, I think we can head down the good path.
All right. So on that note,
the youth is driving the financial system. Sorry.
On that note, I definitely don't think that we should tear each other down for our opposites of views. That is definitely what America's about. We're all different and we all stand different. It's like what some people say, we are living in different realities, which is our own worlds, and we can share our experiences. And sometimes somebody may not represent our experiences. But you already know who it is. It's Juwan 145, the Nigerian Prince / King. And to the left of me, I have Miss Tabi Knowing.
Follow me on Instagram at TyBeKnowing3 and follow me on YouTube at Simply Ty. This is a democracy, not hypocrisy. So get into
Yeah.
And then underneath her, we got Mr. Legend.
Yeah.
allegedly.
Fix it. You sound like you almost threw up just now, bro.
Right underneath her, we got Mr. Legend. Who's there? Oh, you like how I did that one, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll take it as long as it's alleged, because we need this to be known that it's alleged because we don't know if it's Uzair or not. Have you seen my ID? You haven't, so you don't know. You don't know. Therefore, what you need to do is go ahead and subscribe and hit like maybe 100K subscribers. If you do, maybe I'll tell you if it's alleged or not. Last week I said you'll find out, but I need to see the numbers first. You know what I'm saying? So like, give me something and I'll give you something back. But until then, you can call me Ozzy, and you already know what it is. Stay safe, wash your hands, comment, like, of course, and yeah, subscribe if you want to know what's up.
The juicy details. And then underneath, and next to him, we got our special guest, Miss Alexis.
Thanks, y'all, for watching. I hope someone learned something. I hope someone felt better knowing that we are here to put out our feelings and our thoughts with everyone. Hopefully this reaches far and wide. My Instagram is naturallynatalie17. I only post makeup stuff, so I don't know if y'all are into that, but you could be. So follow me there and be safe, please.
And before I sit over and say my catchphrase, we are the Mesh, let me just let y'all know. The Mesh will definitely be coming out every Sunday at 7 p.m. just for the fact that we are changing our film date. So I will be having the rest of the other cast on board and here because we are pretty much available on Saturday. So we are the Mesh!